Rent is past due for Lee Price. With no real option, he meets with his friend Tony, who introduces him to Matt Gargan. The man used to be a supervillain, but now works security at Alchemax. He has put together a lucrative side business, and Tony thinks Lee is perfect for a job Gargan has planned tonight. However, Mac is suspicious of the stranger, and is worried the man is psychotic. Gargan has spent too much of his life working around monsters, and he has no desire to meet another one. Lee insists that he can control himself. He used to be a ranger until he lost 2 fingers abroad. Until he gets his benefits as a disabled veteran, he's stuck. No security company would hire him, and he refuses to go back overseas to a war zone. So he'll do what Mac wants, and if he needs to stay calm, he can do that too. Mac insists that this is just some business and no violence will be necessary. He'll see these guys tonight. Elsewhere, in a dark alley, a homeless man stumbles onto the symbiote, which possesses him. The symbiote struggles with his host and vomits. There's a lot of pain in this city, many lost people, and right now, Venom is one of them. That night, the meeting goes down. The buyers say Tombstone is grateful, and the pay will be that they will spare these men's lives. Not accepting this, the men pull guns on each other, but Lee, thinking things weren't supposed to get violent, didn't bring one. As things are about to come to a head, Venom bursts through a wall. Everyone attacks it, and the symbiote leaps onto Lee. It reads through Lee's mind and is delighted to see that the man used to be a soldier. His last host was a soldier, and they did great things together. They saved New York, they saved the world. And with Lee, they could do this too. But Price disagrees. He's the one in control here. He attacks the other men, killing them, as Venom begs the man to stop. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't want this. But Lee is merciless and refuses to stop. He calms down and returns to his human form. Tony is excited about this, as they could make some big waves in the crime world. But Lee isn't interested in a partnership. The last man standing, the homeless man that started all of this, begs to be spared. He's nothing and no one. Nobody will listen to him, and he won't tell anyone. Lee states that he just killed a man he's known since grade school because he knew Tony couldn't keep a secret. The homeless man still insists that Venom doesn't have to worry about him, and Lee says that he's being quite convincing. That's a problem. Lee's seen a lot of violence growing up. His family was the worst of it. Back then, he had a friend his age that was a mutant who could control fire. Some government agents came for the boy, and the resulting confrontation killed Lee's mother. Lee went into family services after this, thinking that if he ever got that power, he'd have burnt that whole place down, and never would have even been caught. Price begins moving quickly, killing many and stockpiling supplies from the crime deal, toxic gas with mutagenic properties. He then goes home to figure out how to use this new power to his advantage. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of Venom #1. So this was different. On my first read, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I knew Venom was getting a new host, and that was kind of annoying. I liked the last host, Flash Thompson, a great deal, and part of me was unhappy to see him go. But it wasn't a bad comic, not really. I did enjoy reading it. I really like how they flipped the typical dynamic with the new Venom, where Lee is the killer and the symbiote is the innocent. The narration does a great job at this, conveying the differences in how Lee and Venom think and act in this world, while also giving us an instant sense of the conflict at heart. It's amazing how much things have changed for Venom, to the extent that I really feel bad for the alien at the end of this story. Just look at how sad it is, the poor fella. I'm glad they didn't just forget all the development with Flash, and they're using it to inform this story. I also appreciate how well crafted the violence is in this comic. This new character Lee Price is quite brutal, killing many innocent people, stockpiling weaponry, and almost instantly bringing the alien suit to heel. It's a neat idea to have yet another veteran just to make it clear that Lee and Flash couldn't be more different from one another in spite of having this common background. This new host might actually have some value to him, and this fact kind of convinces me of it. Venom #1 is also pretty well drawn. With the exception of Asian Venom, the villain's always kind of been a variation on the same theme, and the latest take seems cool too. I like his new design, with the white on the head kind of showcasing how he's an alien and such, and throughout the issue, the extreme power of Venom is conveyed nicely. Even in panels like this with Venom vomiting, it's quite well drawn and has a way of grabbing your attention. There's some of me that questions all of this to an extent. The way Marvel advertises this comic makes it clear it's a back to basics, Venom is evil kind of story. That's fine, but Venom Back to Normal would be him as a Spider-Man villain, not starring in his own series. And Spider-Man is so far from normal and basic these days that there's no way they're gonna actually do this. For all the praise I give this comic, it does try really hard in its design and action of Lee to make him seem really cool, to the extent it does feel a little desperate. It's clear Marvel wants you to think this is a badass issue, so badly that the comic does come across as a bit soulless. I have hope that things will be interesting and the story will have a cool angle to it, but right now I'm not entirely convinced. This isn't the fun of the Agent Venom series, it isn't the awesomeness of old school Venom, not yet at least. So not sure what it is. Not yet. In spite of that, what we got was pretty fun, and there are some cool things they could do with this series. We're only one issue in, so we'll see. As of yet, I don't really recommend this, but I don't think I'd go so far as to say you should avoid buying it. I feel I need at least a couple more issues before I know if this series is of value. So I leave it in your hands. If it seems like it would be cool for you, check it out. If not, you could always hunt it down later. I have a feeling based on certain publication issues that were coming up before this story came out that this story might have been overprinted anyways, so it shouldn't be too hard for you to get a hold of it. For now, let me know what you guys think of the new Venom in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.